Manga-Waido.
My name is Takashi Endo. I'm a salesman working at a small systems engineering company. I market systems that our company designs and runs for private and corporate use. I'm gonna go out for the sales runs. Come on, Katsuoka.
Yes, sir.
I know it's probably weird of me to say it myself, but I think I'm good for this job. I've always been interested in helping people's lives be better, and the biggest part is that I really enjoy building relationships with people. There were a lot of struggles along the way, but I did what I could to try to figure out a way to solve those problems. I would look at how my superiors were handling their problems, and I was able to increase my sales year by year. By year 2, I was actually able to be awarded for my sales records. Currently, after 15 years of working here, I am considered the top salesman of the office.
Let's keep working together, Endo.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Man, you're seriously doing so good! You've got me beat!
Thank you, sir. So we're actually going to be cutting back on running costs, and we might be switching to Company A. Personally, I'd love to keep using your company for our services, but I totally understand what you're saying, sir. To be honest, we are being caught up by Company A. However, I think since you're in the field, you will be able to see and experience the difference of our company offers. Okay, you've got me, Mr. Endo. You're saying that there's no point in risking anything to save a couple pennies here and there. I agree. Let me talk to my bosses. Yes, sir, thank you! I would love to help you convince your bosses to be on your side as well. Thank you!
Your sales techniques are seriously impressive, sir. You were able to read the client's feelings and concerns to address them in a way that would make them feel much more comfortable. You were able to secure quite a few deals just from today.
Long story short, it takes daily effort to build up a strong sense of trust and communication with them. You have to start off by being like the salesman, you know? We sell systems, but we also have to have them see the people behind the scenes, working hard for their comfort.
Man, spoken like the true MVP of the sales department.
Kissing my ass won't get you anywhere, buddy. I've been using my experience from working this job for a long time, and so my work has been going extremely well. The pay isn't bad either. I was hoping to stay here until retirement, but one day the CEO suddenly passed away from an unfortunate accident. Everything changed after that. After receiving the news of the CEO's passing, the next CEO was decided in a few days and a meeting was held. I'm going to be taking over the company now. I'm Namaki. I used to work at Manhwa Solutions as a project manager. My uncle ran this company, and I truly do feel terrible for his passing. However, I feel an obligation to make this company grow and blossom into its best form, so I will be making drastic changes in the company. Let's get rid of the old and update to the new.
Yes, sir!
The new CEO is such a good-looking guy. Manhwa Solutions is a huge company, right? Apparently he was a VIP there too. What? That's crazy!
The younger employees were all excited. The women were especially excited to be with him. All of the employees were upset about the sudden passing of the previous CEO's passing, but we were all ready to move forward with the new CEO. However, things started happening shortly after. This must be the sales and marketing department, huh? Oh, hello, sir. How can I help you today? Hey, I just had a few things that I was curious about. I didn't want to believe it, but is sales department seriously running around outside like a chicken with its head cut off? Well, yes, sir. We make outside sales runs. Yeah, old news. It's all about inside sales nowadays. You shouldn't be wasting money and time running around physically outside. I'm sorry, sir, but we actually do incorporate a lot of inside sales with DMs and other online routes. But the statistics speak for themselves. The successful contract closing rate is much better when business is conducted in person. It's that kind of thinking that has got us in hot water in the first place. We have to be reaching for 100% success rate, which means that we shouldn't be spending money on travel fees, right? So, we will shop outside sales starting today. What? That's going too far. You can't just make that drastic of a change. This is a direct order from the CEO. I see. How about we go towards the influencer marketing, That's going to be the main source of our target demographic now. If this all works out, then maybe we'll just completely dissolve the sales and marketing department. He always kept bullying us in the sales and marketing department for some reason. I didn't really understand the reason, but if the CEO asked it, we can't really do anything but obey. I really don't like the guys at sales and marketing. They're always spending money on stuff they don't need to be spending, and they completely underestimate the automation. Whatever, this is all from my previous company, but I'm sure this company is the same thing. The influencer market isn't going well, is it? Oh well, let's take it to the next level. I'm so sorry, sir. We are unfortunately having to cut back on our outside sales time. Good afternoon, people of the sales and marketing department. The CEO. As you can see, we're quite busy right now. How can I help you, sir? Actually, this is about the thing that I said yesterday with regards to the expanding tech department. The people whose names are called, please come forward to me. Kayot Yamamoto, Yoshida. The CEO slowly started reading off names from his PC while grinning. We didn't understand what was going on, but the employees kept walking forward. The following employees will be moving to the Systems Development Department starting next month. What? You can't just fling that on us. Half of the Sales and Marketing Department is going to be moved out. We've been working on keeping existing deals and making sure all of the items we sold before work smoothly. There are quite a few things that we need to work on, and we're already quite busy, so I don't think that cutting back people is… How are you busy? It's your fault for being spoiled, earning money by using your feet. You can just use social media now and do it all remotely. You can figure it all out that way, right? Well, that remote marketing is what's gotten us in the situation in the first place. I told you in the beginning, but there's a difficulty in switching to remote 100%. You haven't said anything, but the sales haven't been growing at all. Not to mention that the social media hasn't been a hit either. Shut up! CEO's orders! I'm gonna have the people who are moving study to get ready for the new department. Starting from today, you will all be going to the study groups after your regular workday. I'll have you all punch out, but I will be giving you all compensation elsewhere. That will be all.
This is going way too far.
Afterwards, just like you'd expect, everything was chaos. Maybe of the employees, including myself, were on the verge of snapping, but the CEO didn't want to hear any of it.
You seem pretty exhausted, Mr. Yoshida. Well, yeah, of course. I've got to study after a regular workday. I don't learn anything, and a lot of the people at the tech department don't really know how to teach the people who have never touched programming in their lives. He said he would give us compensation, and it's rumored to just be a measly $100.
That's terrible. There were quite a few people who figured out that this wasn't going to change and quit. The people who remained are in even more of a dire situation. We needed more people.
Sorry, sir. We have a new person on the case now.
Mr. Endo, the clients are complaining that the remote support is hard to understand.
We're not able to keep up with all the documents as well.
No, we can't keep this up. I didn't like that the new CEO has a really bad attitude. But most importantly, I think he didn't really know how to oversee a drastic change such as this one. We have been working hard because we were loyal to the previous CEO. But there were limits to that as well. Guys, we need to go to the CEO's office after our work. Let's try to talk to him and see if we convince him.
Yes, sir!
I decided we had to make a move, and decided to take everyone to make appeals. Excuse me? What? It's you again, Ender. What now? Sir, this is going way too far. The trust from our clients are dropping by the wayside. All of the on-site crews are falling apart as well, and sales in general are down. You think you're so special because you're the MVP of the sales department? Oh, you didn't even go to college. You're going to give me orders when you're just some uneducated fool. You're right, I am a high school graduate, and that's why I worked tooth and nail on site to gain precious experience. I strongly believe that we are key players in securing deals. Shut your face, high school! My logic is undeniable! I've decided from now on that all uneducated salesmen are fired! You're fired! And you, Endo! This is all your fault! You're gonna regret this. What? That's what I'm telling you right now! If you want me to turn around my decision, you better get on your knees and beg! All the people behind me were staring at me. They had my back. I will not get on my knees. I accept your termination and will be leaving. Huh? Well, wait, hey! All right, let's go, ladies and gents. We're all fired.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sure, whatever. It's gonna be too late if you beg later. He must have assumed you would cry and beg. He was clearly surprised, but maybe his pride got in the way. He didn't try to stop us from leaving. And just like we said, we all gathered our belongings and left the company. A few weeks later, right around the time I was gonna run out of my PTO and start looking for a new job. Yes, this is Endo. A certain person gave me a call. Yo, how's it going? Some terrible rumors about your company. Matsumoto, how are you doing, man? Yeah, you got no idea. I was fired. Well, go on, tell me more. Matsumoto is one of the salesmen I met at an expo. We were obviously in competition, but since we were both sales, it was almost like we were best friends. I already quit anyway, so I told him without thinking too much about it. I see. That's exactly what everyone was saying in the rumors. So, you have no job now, right? How about coming over to our company? What, seriously? Our company is actually going to be expanding our sales and marketing department. We're looking for more key players. There's no one I know that's as good as you, so we'd love to have you on board. I mean, that sounds great, but is it alright if I ask for a favor? Yeah, what is it? I'll do what I can. Since it was a department-wide expansion, I wanted him to reach out to my other colleagues as well. The company accepted the others, and that's how we were able to start up our position as salesmen once again. The new company was originally fairly small, but it is actually larger than the company I worked at now. It's a new company, so everyone working here are familiar with each other, and it's a very nice workplace environment. Shortly after, Kateoka, who remained at the company, called me. Kateoka, what's up?
What do you mean, what's up? Please save us. Ugh, another phone call. I've got to take this, sorry.
What is that, from your old job? Yeah, the sales department just called me. Apparently they're on fire right now. Poor souls. Sounded like they were really struggling. Want to swing by your old office right now? We still got plenty of time before the next appointment, and it's not too far. Are you sure? That would really help me out. I'm a little worried about my old trainee. Go for it! I'll be at that cafe over there returning emails. Matsumoto let me go back to my old office in good nature. Just as you'd expect, the whole place was up in flames. The development team was huge, so they had more people going to train, and there were barely any kind of people to actually run the software. There was a non-stop flow of complaints from the customers. I'm sorry, we just didn't have enough hands on deck. A lot of the clients just didn't want to do anything unless it was you. The CEO asked me to call you. I see. Mr. Endo, I'll hire you again, so start working with the complaints. Come on, get to work. The CEO came out, as if nothing had happened, with open arms. I can't do that. I already found a new place to work. What? Oh, come on, just quit that job. You're just gonna cut this company out when you've been able to eat thanks to this job for so long? I was beyond furious by this. At first, I thought he was just taunting me, but he seemed serious. I didn't really care which it was, but I knew this was my chance to tell him like it was. That was when the previous CEO worked here. I haven't had a single good moment working under you. After you've taken over, the company has been doomed. I don't care if you've gone to grad school or worked for some huge corporate company. You're a terrible business owner. Look at your employees. They're in no condition to work. You really think that after making them suffer this much, you're gonna be able to restart this company? This is what happens when you ignore everyone's pleas and cries for help and push your own agenda. Before I knew it, people were gathered around me listening. They started agreeing with what I was saying. I'm sorry for everything up until this point. I don't know anything about sales and marketing, but I just kept moving things around. I'm sorry. I need your help. You're the only one that can fix this. Endo, please. I told you you'd regret this. And might I add that there is no future for a company that has lost its trust with its clients. I don't care how much you beg. I'm not gonna get on a sinking ship. I don't work here, so I'll be leaving. Goodbye. I think all of you should quit too. It's pretty annoying having to leave after the company goes under. I left after letting everyone know. Afterwards, I was able to continue working at my new workplace. I rekindled relationships with clients from my old workplace, and we're still doing well. The old company went under after pretty much the whole sales department quit the company. Because the company went under, he was forced to take on a huge amount of debt, and he's been living a pretty miserable life. I've been working in IT a long time, so I don't think that trying new things is necessarily a bad thing. But systems are designed and used by people. There's no way that a person that treats others like trash could possibly be a boss. I really hope that he's able to learn and grow as a human, and not just a business owner. My name is Kazuya Shimizu. I was cheated on by my wife 8 years ago. I figured I was done getting married, and just as my wounds were healing, I found someone that I was interested in.
Mr. Shizumu, Here, take this.
Thank you. Is this handmade?
Yeah, my daughter said they wanted to make something for Valentine's Day. Oh, it's not like it's just leftover or anything.
I know. Don't worry about it. I'm happy to have some. Thank you so much. This person's one of my temps that recently started working here. Her name was Manami Takada. She's good at her job and pretty kind as well. All of the employees are appreciative of her being around. And she invited me out.
Would you like to go grab drinks?
Huh? With just us?
You said you like sake, right? I love sake too, but I don't really have the courage to go to a bar alone.
I mean, if you're okay with it, sure. As I got to know her, I started falling for her. But because I was betrayed once before, I couldn't take that one step further. Then Takada made the move and asked me out, so we started dating. She had also divorced once before and had 2 daughters.
I'm the oldest, Mel. I'm Yuna. I'm in the 1st grade.
Nice to meet you both. I'm Kazuya Shimizu. The middle schooler was clearly aware of what was going on and didn't really want to talk to me. However, Yuna was a very outgoing and bubbly girl and talked to me often. Dating Manami was going great, and around a year into the relationship, I was seriously considering getting remarried. If you're okay with a guy like me, I'd love to be your kid's father.
I'm so happy. Thank you. They both like you too. It'll be fine. Let's get married.
That's how we got married. Mao was pretty sketched out considering she was in the middle of puberty. However, we slowly started going out together as a family to different places, and it all went smoother than expected. About half a year into it, Manami said that she wanted to focus on keeping the house in order, so she quit her job. That's when things started getting murky. Store-bought food again. She hasn't folded the clothes either. What's going on? Focus on her household, if anything. She slowed down on the household things.
I've been busy after becoming a PTA officer.
I see.
It's for school, so it can't be helped. Or what? Are you going to take care of the office duties?
No, I mean, I have work. I can't quit my work.
Then you should be fine with some frozen foods. Don't complain.
Okay. Apparently, PTA is actually more difficult than I could have imagined. She would often leave the house and come home late. I did what I could to help out. I would go home early to cook dinner and wake up early to do chores. I did my best to make sure the kids weren't affected. I was honestly annoyed sometimes, but Manami was working for the kids. More than anything, I loved her, so I couldn't scold her. But this turned out to be the wrong thing to do. Maybe it was because I was spoiling her. Manami kept becoming more and more lazy. Eventually, she started making me go to all of the kids' school's events. Good morning. What's up, Yuna?
Mommy said she forgot to make my lunch.
Your lunch?
Yeah, I have a field trip today.
What? Come on, Manami, make her lunch!
Shut up. I told you to go to the store and pick something up, Yuna. I'm sleepy. No, I want lunch.
I'll make you some, sweetie, don't worry. Hang on a sec. Manami showed no sign of remorse and headed to the bedroom to go to sleep. I made a lunch and everything worked out, but after Mao heard about everything from Yuna, she called me a pushover. She must be disappointed that I can't call out Manami. After this, Mao stopped talking to me completely and started coming home late. Mao, where have you been? Do you realize how late it is?
Shut up. Stop acting like you're my dad.
I am your dad! I was worried about you.
Where's Mom?
Manami's at the PTA thing again. She's not home yet.
I see. So it's okay if Mom is out playing, but you don't care about her.
That's not true. I'm sure she's worried about you too.
Huh. She doesn't give a crap about Yuna or I.
You don't have to say it like that.
What do you know about anything, huh? I'm going to sleep. Bye.
Manami always comes home late because she got PTA work. Mao always goes out late and doesn't come home. Yuna was pretty worried about everything and couldn't leave my side. I was at a wit's end and all I could do was stay at home and take care of the kids. I asked the company for jobs I could do from home. Luckily, the company was understanding of this and they were able to adjust for me. However, there were times I had to go into the office for a meeting. That day, I got into the office for the first time in a while and got home that afternoon. I'm home. Yuna? What's going on? Are you okay?
My head hurts.
You have a fever. Where's Manami?
Mommy said she had to go somewhere.
She left? What the hell is she thinking? Yuna, I'm gonna take you to a hospital, don't worry. Luckily, Yuna just had a mild heat stroke and had an IV drip. She recovered quickly. Oh, thank God. I'm not gonna forgive Manami anymore. She just left Yuna. After I got home, I was carrying Yuna to the bed when the door opened and Mao came barging in.
What the hell are you doing? What are you doing with Yuna?
She was seeing red. She went to the hospital because she had a mild heat stroke. She's okay now, though.
Hey, sis. Welcome home. He saved me. Oh, I see. Sorry for yelling at you.
It's all right. I'm gonna go put her to bed, okay?
I'll help you out. I'm gonna go grab a Gatorade and some change of clothes.
Thanks, I could use the help. Afterwards, Mao saw that Yuna calmed down and came back to the living room.
Sorry about that earlier.
Don't worry about it. Actually, Mao, I can't get in touch with Manami. Can you try calling her?
Mom won't answer.
She doesn't answer even if you call?
She's probably at the slots again. She can't hear her phone.
What? Slots? She said she was at something to do with the PTA.
You believe that? She said that before too. She left her father all alone and hung out on her own. And she was dumped by him.
What? Manami said that her husband had cheated and that's why they divorced. That must have been a lie. After Mao told me that she might be using my money, I checked my checking account. I was surprised at how little remained. After questioning Manami when she got home late at night, she just quietly responded with, "What's wrong with using the family money?"
Your money is my money. So who cares?
Of course it's for the family. That's why I put it there, but this is using way too much money. We're not going to be able to save money to send them off to college like this.
Shut up! I want to relax too. Housewives has stress too, you know. You wouldn't understand, you stupid man!
What the hell is that attitude?
Are we done? I'm sleepy.
Hey! She kept leaving me with the kids and going out to play. Took away her debit and credit card so I didn't have to worry about her getting to my money anymore, but I was just getting more and more upset about her. Mao and Yuna were the ones that really saved me there. After I took Yuna to the hospital, Mao started to really trust me and open up to me. She stopped going out late at night and started eating meals at home.
Ew, I'm full. I'll do the dishes.
Don't worry about it, you just go study.
It's okay, I already finished my homework. Yuna wants to help too.
Thanks, guys. You two are such great kids. Manami kept leaving the house and not looking after anything. We barely spoke. It was nice that I was able to finally get closer to Mao, though. I do feel like I made a mistake getting remarried to Manami, but I was lucky to have made two incredible daughters. Then, one day,
I think Mom is having an affair.
Mao started saying things about her.
This is proof. She was with a man in a car.
Mao showed me a photo of her messing around with a man in a car.
You can get a divorce. It's fine. Thank you for raising Yuna and I up to this point. I really appreciate it.
But if I break up with Manami, you guys will…
It's okay. After I graduate middle school, I'll work and take care of Yuna.
No! You need to at least go to high school! I can't just leave knowing you two will struggle without me.
But you're not going to be happy staying with that trash of a woman.
I mean, that's true, but I can't abandon you two! I have a plan, Mao. After a while, I investigated Manami and her affair, using the photos that Mao showed me. I got an abundance of proof before I suggested we get a divorce. I tried to ignore it if it was just going out to blow out some steam, but you're having an affair. I'm done. Let's get a divorce.
I see. Sure, whatever.
I'm gonna have to pay you for damages, too.
Okay. Yeah, sure, he's rich, so he'll take care of it all. Come on, you guys, pack up your stuff.
But then, to Manami's surprise…
I don't wanna. I'm not going. I'm not going either. What? You're gonna leave Mom all alone? You don't care about Mom at all? You're not my mom. Stop acting like you are. Mao? I'm going to live here with Sis and with Daddy. I'm going to live here with Dad too. I decided already. What?
She must have been really surprised by Mao and Yuna saying that they didn't want to be with her anymore. She stood up, aghast. I've already spoken to my friend who's a lawyer. There's no problem with us being father and children even after the divorce. I will be raising these two.
You're insane! Mao, Yuna! Who do you think gave birth to? Yeah, you gave birth to us and leave us alone all the damn time. You have no right to call yourself our mother. I remember the food Daddy cooked for me. It was so good. I love when Daddy welcomes me home too. I love him way more than you since you're never home.
Well, you heard him. I'm gonna be taking care of them now. If you want to fight it, I'll use the evidence I've gathered as your neglect to go to court or whatever you want, so you better be prepared. She left in a fit of rage. Afterwards, we got a divorce and she borrowed money from her affair partner to pay me in damages. I also sued him for damages as well. All right, this is it then.
Yeah, are you sure you want us to stay here?
What are you talking about? Of course I'm sure.
If you have us, you can't really get married again.
I don't want to get remarried. I just want to make sure you two have a happy life.
I see.
Yeah, let's start looking forward to Yuna's field day. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm going to get first place, just watch. Can I have a lot of chicken for lunch?
Yeah, you got it. A few months later, Manami suddenly called me asking for help. Apparently, she was in a fight with her partner and she was being told to return all her money. I, of course, ignored her. I cut all forms of communication with her, and that was that. Mao called her, but apparently she just kept getting a call rejected announcement.
I'm not worried about it. She's just my biological mother. Nothing more.
You're a tough girl, Mao.
Yuna's strong too. I beat 2 boys in dodgeball today.
Whoa, look at how strong you've grown. I'm so proud of you as a father. We'll talk about the story of when they got married and I couldn't stop bawling another day. And that's how I got 2 daughters that were related to me. I never had any talent in picking women, but I did have a knack for raising daughters. Right now, I'm planning on making sure these 2 live happily ever after and keep them secure. We got this, guys!
I work for a cosmetics company. I originally wanted to work in the beauty industry, and I'm very happy with the relatively pleasant work environment. But that doesn't mean there are no problems at work.
Morning.
Good morning. This is my colleague, Naomi Kudahara. She's always confident and very feminine, in both a good way and a bad way.
Wait, could that be the new Prada bag? You noticed? It's so cute. I just had to have it.
Wow, that's amazing! It's a limited edition bag that's hard to find!
I'm always attracted to new releases and limited editions. I never want to hold back on something I want.
Naomi is always surrounded by her female colleagues who look up to her, and girl talk is always going on. If it were just this, it wouldn't be a problem.
Hanamoto-san, you always dress so conservatively, don't you? Why is that?
I'm holding off on brand name things right now.
What? You mean you can't afford it?
Poor thing.
Oh, I did it again. I'm so straightforward that I say things out loud.
You're just insensitive. Yes, Naomi always treats me like I'm poor in every way. It's true that I'm not spending money on work clothes now because I've been saving money as a priority, but I didn't deserve to be called poor. Rumor has it that she used to harass certain people in her various previous departments as well. I guess she thinks of the previous victim and me as just a toy to be played with.
You're not Minsta Hanamoto-san?
No, I'm not. I just don't want to tell you.
Hanamoto-san doesn't seem to have a very attractive personal life, so it makes sense.
She talks hatefully without hesitation. Whenever she has free time, she often goes out of her way to approach me from a distant seat and mess with me.
What? Hanamoto-san? You brought your own lunch?
Is something wrong?
No, I just thought it was amazing. I mean, you could have a delicious lunch for only 1,000 to 2,000 yen. Waking up early just to make homemade food is not worth it and just miserable, don't you think?
Once before, I had asked her to watch her mouth. However...
Hanamoto? Just because Kurohara's cute doesn't mean you should take it out on her.
What? On the contrary, she told the boss a lie about me and turned me into the bad guy. Naomi, who was popular with men, had her boss on her side as well. She's the kind of woman who's smart only in these kinds of situations. Makes me angry, but just a little longer. Patience, patience. In fact, my boyfriend proposed to me the other day, and I'm planning to leave the company for good. And when the wedding was officially on the horizon, I told my boss. The day after that...
That's all for the morning meeting. And I have a report from Hanamoto-kun.
It's a personal matter, but I have decided to get married. With that, I will be leaving the company in 2 months. Although it is still a long way off, I would like to ask for your kindness and cooperation until the end. Warm applause and congratulatory words went around. But after all, Naomi wasn't having it.
Hanamoto-san has a boyfriend? I thought you never had a boyfriend before.
Suddenly, everyone around freezes. Of course they would. Of course they would. I guess people don't know her true face because she usually harasses me where people can't see, like in the locker room or the restroom.
I mean, what happened to your engagement ring? I don't see it.
I thought about it too. It's very important to me, so I wear it only in private.
It would be embarrassing if it was a cheap one, right?
Naomi's laughter echoes.
Kurohara, isn't that a bit harsh?
Yeah, that's a bit too much.
Kurohara, no matter how envious you are, that's just too desperate.
What?
Naomi was upset by the unexpected blowback from those around her that even her ears turned red. It seems that the male employees, too desperate, hit the nail on the head. Perhaps sensing a change in the wind within the department, she stopped harassing me after that. I wonder if the insensitive woman lost interest in one-upping a woman who was going to be gone away. Surprisingly, 2 months passed peacefully, and I resigned as planned. Time passed, and a few years later, married life was going well, and thankfully we had a child. The Takamiya family became a family of 3. Our daughter Iori is growing up nicely, and our life was a happy one.
Hey, let's buy a house soon. Aoi will be in elementary school next year.
That's true. Then I'd rather buy a mansion than a house. How about this mansion that's going to be built soon? I suggested a tower mansion under construction in the next ward. A 50-story high-rise mansion is going to be built, and the applications are already pouring in as it is a popular city. I heard that there are nearly 100 times as many applicants as the number of people who applied for every room. We're not in a rush to move, so why don't we take a look?
Yeah, the location isn't bad either. Might be good.
Yay! We're moving in!
After a preview, we applied for it with nothing to lose.
Wow, lucky me!
To my surprise, we were chosen! Things went smoothly, and my family and I decided to go to the house for a briefing about moving in and a lottery for a parking space. After completing the registration, we entered the building and found it crowded with potential tenants. Oh, it's a huge crowd.
It's like a theme park.
Although overwhelmed, as we were trying to kill some time by taking a tour around the area until the briefing session started.
Oh, wait! Hanamoto-san?
Kurohara-san? I suddenly heard a voice behind me and turned around to see that Naomi-san was standing there.
Oh, I guess you are Takamiya now. This is my husband and my son, Rizumu.
The husband who greeted me was surprisingly an ordinary man who seemed to have common sense. Hello.
What? You know her?
Yeah, a little, from the last workplace.
I never thought I would see you here again. I'm so surprised. But I really admire you. You worked so hard to live in a place like this.
It's not like that.
It's okay, don't be embarrassed. But you worked very hard. Even though you're poor, it must have been hard saving up. Were you able to live like a normal person?
I guess she hasn't gotten over her one-upping habit.
Hello. You look so cute in your little outfit. Oh, that's from Puppery, isn't it? From 3 seasons ago, I think. Where did you get it, secondhand? On Berkari? What? How can you make her wear someone else's secondhand clothes? Isn't it filthy? I would never let my child wear that.
She laughed triumphantly, perhaps noticing the bizarreness my husband and her husband also froze.
What is it all of a sudden? Naomi, what's wrong? That's a terrible thing to say.
When told that, Naomi suddenly changed.
I was humiliated because she set me up.
Huh?
Since she quit, I've been labeled as a slut and lost my place in the company. I'll never forget this grudge.
I didn't do anything.
Huh? You can say whatever you want. Anyway, I'll never forgive you. This is a tower apartment for rich people like us, not for poor people like you. Did you hear that? A corner unit on the top 50th floor is rumored to be 300 million. It's a different world for poor people. Do you understand?
I don't need you to tell me what to do. Let's go.
Oh, are you trying to run? Oh, yeah. Tell me where you're going to live. I see there's a few cancellations, so I'll just move into the room right above yours.
I don't think that's a good idea.
What? Where I live is my business.
Hey, Naomi.
She's completely out of control. She ran up to the man working at the reception desk, not listening to the voices around her.
There are a few rooms that are canceled, aren't there? I want to change my room.
I'm sorry, but even if you say that all of a sudden,
If the rooms are full, you could just exchange them for our room.
we can't just do that all of a sudden.
You can negotiate, can't you? You're useless anyway. I have to be right above that person's room.
I'm sorry, we can't do that.
Why? Don't just say something like that without checking.
There is nothing to check, as there is no living space on the rooftop.
Rooftop?
Yes, Takamiya-san's roof is on the top floor, so if it's above that, it would be on the rooftop.
Top floor? What? Are you kidding me? Or is this some kind of prank?
No jokes, no pranks, just facts. I showed her the card with the room number on it, and it was given to me upon entry. She finally believed it. It was so upset that it was pathetic to watch.
You might be getting ahead of yourself winning the lottery, but you better start shopping for something a little more appropriate for your worth. Look, you see that over there? That's Aki, the model. Only high-class people like that are allowed to live here.
Aki-san is a celebrity model who is in demand in magazines and on TV. She is the mother of 2 children and is also currently active as a TV personality. Her name was called out so loudly that it seems to reach Aki-san's ears, and she came closer. Oh, Takamiya-san! Aki-san! You're in a wide residence too? Yes, it's more convenient for us if we move regularly.
No way! You two know each other?
Aki-san is a client of my company.
My company?
Yes, in fact, I now own an aesthetic salon. It all started with my mother's small salon. My mother, who was a professional esthetician, had a small store while raising me as a single mother. She had been trained by my mother since she was a student, so she was able to take over the business smoothly. And after she retired, the store was renovated and reopened. This was actually what I had originally saved for during my previous job. Then, with the help of her husband's connections, she changed her business policy and succeeded in attracting celebrity customers. The salon has been featured in the media from time to time as a salon where celebrities and executives visit in secret. Oh, Aoi, you're wearing my child's hand-me-downs. I'm so happy. That's right, it's her favorite. Oh, right. I also have some boys' clothes. Would your acquaintance be interested in having them?
What? I'm so happy.
But she's not the type to accept hand-me-downs. She says it's filthy and miserable, right? Oh, you're quite cynical, aren't you? Oh my, I'm sorry. Well, I have to go now. I'll make another appointment for next week. Yes, I'll be waiting for you. Aki-san left like a storm. Naomi, who had been so loud a moment ago, had her face scrunched up and became completely quiet.
Hanamoto is the owner of a high-end salon? I'm being cynical? What? What?
Naomi dropped the brand bag in her hand, perhaps in shock. Then Rizumu said, "Oh, Mom, you dropped your bag. If it's dirty, we can't sell it at a high price. You're gonna sell it and buy a new bag, right?" With an innocent smile, he picked up the bag.
Rizumu, you don't have to say anything.
Hey, Naomi, about the mansion purchase, maybe we should think about it a little bit more? Anyway, let's go home.
What? What are you talking about?
My wife was very rude to you today. I apologize. Please don't be offended. Now then.
And so, Naomi and her family declined the information session and left. After that, Naomi and her family canceled the purchase of the mansion. Sometime after the move, I happened to run into an acquaintance from a previous job in town. According to what she told me, Naomi was divorced after that. Not only was Naomi's character exposed, but it also came to light that she had borrowed a large amount of money without telling anyone, and her husband finally ran out of love for her. The custody of Yume had been transferred to her husband, and she is now living in a shabby apartment. I wondered what Naomi, who had lost everything because of her vanity, was doing now to make her life worth living. I couldn't help but giggle as I recalled the days of Naomi when she was a vivacious woman.
My name is Yugo Kurihara. My father, who loved to drink and was rarely home, died in an accident when I was just entering elementary school. My mother worked really hard. We were poor, but my mother was kind, and my childhood friends played with me every day, so I was never lonely. My childhood friend's name is Katsuya Masuda. We have been good friends since kindergarten. I like to draw, and Katsuya likes to think up stories, so we often play together in making picture books and manga.
Yugo, I thought of a new story. The main character wakes up in a different world.
What? Who's the character? What kind?
The main character is in middle school, and the Demon King in the other world looks just like the main character's father.
Sounds interesting.
You should design the character.
Yeah, leave it to me. I wanted to be able to make a living drawing pictures when I grow up. Katsuya also dreamed of becoming a novelist in the future. But Katsuya's father wouldn't allow it. No way! There's no way you can make money writing novels. You just have to take over my company. He was told like that. Katsuya's father is the president of a famous company around here. He wants Katsuya to follow in his footsteps. Katsuya, being the opposite of his father, continued to write novels. But as he grew up, he gradually began to say, I wonder if I should be the next president after all. And finally, I applied for the Rookie of the Year award, but it didn't work out. I'm gonna take over the company. I see. What about you? You gonna continue drawing? Yeah, but I don't have the money to go to art school, so I'll continue to teach myself. After high school, I got a job at a company that had nothing to do with drawing. But I didn't give up on my dream and continued doing it after work and on my days off. Katsuya, who went to college, would sometimes come over to my house and encourage me, saying, "Oh, you're doing it, nice work." But as 2 or 3 years passed, Katsuya's attitude gradually changed. Yugo, why don't you quit painting and try to get into a better company? I don't mean to be rude, but you're low on cash, aren't you? That's true, but I'm still able to make a living. People look down on you in this society just for ending with a high school education. Get more qualifications and get a new job or something. Get into a good company and make your mother's life easier. Yeah. Katsuya had a good point, but my mother also said, because I couldn't send you to college, let me support your dreams of painting. Katsuya says, I'm really worried about your future out of the goodness of his heart, but I still couldn't give up on my dreams. I continued to work and study how to paint. I was not successful for a while, and I did not get any good results when I entered competitions. But when I turned 22, my hard work finally paid off. Katsuya, look! I won a prize! Wow, that's great! It was a small competition, but I won the prize of excellence. After that, I won several more awards, and I started to have more confidence in my art. And then Katsuya said something unexpected to me. Hey, Yugo! You want to work for my company? What, in your company? A company runs piano schools and English schools for kids, right? Yeah. As a part of that, we're gonna start a painting class business. That's awesome. And we're looking for teachers. Would you be interested? You're an award-winning artist. My dad said he would be happy to hire you. Are you sure? Can I? Of course. I know your character and talent, and you've always said you wanted to make a living with painting. I don't think that's a bad deal. The conditions he offered me were better than the ones at my current company, so I accepted and immediately started working at Katsuya's company. At first, I was excited every day to be able to do something related to painting. But things didn't go exactly as envisioned. Here are the briefing materials. Print out 50 copies of each. And here's the direct mail to the clients. Get it ready to deliver. Yeah. He did tell me I'll be working in the office when there's no class, and I agreed, but I had more work to do outside of painting than I had imagined, and I wasn't getting enough time to myself anymore, even on my days off. I'm gonna ask you to work behind the scenes of the piano recital. We're gonna go on a camping trip with the English class, so I'm gonna ask you to lead the group. He would tell me, and I couldn't even get days off. I can't keep doing this. I don't even have time to paint. Maybe I should quit. But I owe him for hiring me. As I was contemplating, Katsuya asked, paint a portrait for me. I want to give my father a portrait to celebrate. My father likes your painting. Can you do it? Yeah, of course. I'll pay you well, just make sure it's a good one, eh? I owe the boss a debt of gratitude for hiring me. I was more than happy to think that I would be able to paint properly for the first time in a while, so I accepted the job with a simple yes. But it was a long road from there.
It's too dark. Use brighter colors.
What? But at the beginning you wanted it to be heavy, so you told me to use this color scheme.
I didn't expect it to be this dark. I'm an amateur, so I don't know what the final result will look like.
So you mean you want me to start over?
I'm paying you, so that's fine, right? I want it by my dad's birthday, so you better hurry up.
Yeah, all right. It took almost a year to complete the project due to repeated checks, waiting for responses, and repeated rejections.
It's finally done! Yeah, this is good. Thanks.
Good. So the fee for the painting.
Oh, the money! This is fine, right?
What? Katsuya took out his wallet and tossed me some bills. I was astonished, because it was only a mere 5,000 yen.
You don't seem happy.
No, this amount is…
5,000 yen should be enough for a painting like that.
What? Did you always look at my paintings like that?
Of course! Your talent is nothing special. Anybody can draw like this.
No way. Do you have any idea how much time I spent on this painting? Our supplies aren't free either.
Huh? It took you so long because you're not talented, right? Don't try to beg me for money when you're the one who's incompetent. What? You didn't think you had any talent, did you? You thought that's why I asked you to paint? Of course not. I'm gonna take this opportunity to make it clear. You have no talent. You won those awards by chance.
You've been looking down on me like this whole time?
You didn't notice? How naive are you? When I see people like you chasing their dreams, it disgusts me. I gave up on my dream of becoming a novelist. If you were my best friend, you should have given up painting too.
What the hell is that? We're two different people with different lives. You could have chosen not to give up as a novelist.
Shut up! Oh, by the way, you're about to get fired.
What? The painter who won the gold medal in the competition agreed to be our new instructor.
He's much more famous than you. You're done for.
No, I was betrayed by a man I thought was my best friend for years. And I was so shocked I lost my words. And so I was actually cut off from my contract. My mother consoled me, saying, "There's always something good after something bad." Now that I think about it, Katsuya must have approached me with the intention of doing this from the very beginning. The feeling of being betrayed by Katsuya, whom I trusted, was so awful that I didn't even feel like picking up a paintbrush. But I couldn't live without a job. I went to Halo Wa and luckily found another job right away, and I started working at a design company in my neighborhood. They hired me because of my background as an art instructor. Ironically, it was working for Katsuya's company that got me this job. My mother is also worried. If I have time to worry about it, I should work hard at my current job. Of course, sometimes I get rejected, but when I propose a good design, they say, "It's innovative and easy to understand. The colors look great." I gradually regain my confidence.
Yugo, you seem to be enjoying yourself lately. Your new job must be a good one.
Yeah, the people at my new company are very nice, and they appreciate my paintings.
Hey, why don't you start painting again as a hobby? Mom loves your painting. Show them to me again.
Having been told that by my mother, I started to pick up the paintbrush at home on my day Having been told that by my mother, I started to pick up the paintbrush at home on my days off. She posted them on a social media account she had just started. A friend of my mother's who saw it praised it, saying it was beautiful and comforting to look at. I decided to create my own account and publish my work there as well. Then it surprisingly caught the attention of a lot of people. My followers increased gradually and people started commenting too. "What? My painting? Yeah, of course!" I started getting more and more calls from my mother's friends, as well as people I connected with on social media, asking me to sell my work. The good things didn't stop there. I was also approached by people who saw my account and asked me to teach their kids how to paint. I renovated a barn at our property and started a painting class for kids.
Yugo, you've been so lively lately.
Yeah, I'm having fun every day. I love painting after all. After 3 years of doing that, Katsuya suddenly came to visit me.
"Is it true that you run a painting class?"
What's the matter all of a sudden? I do have a painting class, but…
my students started telling me they want to move to a different class. I looked into where they went and it was your place.
Indeed, there were quite a few kids who drifted from Katsuya's classroom to mine.
You took my students! You gotta be kidding me!
It's because of the way you run your classroom, isn't it? Stop making accusations like that. Not long before this, I'd won the top prize in a painting competition, and I was gaining more attention as a painter and a teacher than ever before. Thanks to that, I quit my job at the design company and started creating and teaching painting classes full-time. Apparently, Katsuya had been looking into this as well and left after shouting, "You just got lucky, don't get carried away." Tatsuya must really hate the fact that I succeeded as a painter. In elementary school, while looking at the creative notebooks that we used to draw together, I was saddened and wondered, how did it come to this? And 2 weeks after that, Katsuya appeared in front of me again. I thought he was going to talk down on me, but to my surprise, he bowed his head and apologized, saying I was wrong.
Bring your students back to our class, please! My other English and piano classes are going under, and I'm in financial trouble.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that.
How come?
Because I don't want you to fire me all of a sudden like you did before.
That won't happen again, I promise. We're best friends, right?
I thought we were, but you said I have no talent for painting, and said it disgusts you when you see people chasing after their dreams, didn't you?
That was such a long time ago.
I can't forget those words. I'm sorry, but I can't bring myself to doing it with you anymore. I said this coldly, and Katsuya left as he slumped his shoulders. He also said that piano and English classes went out of business, probably due to the increase of privately owned classes in the neighborhood. In addition, with that kind of work environment, it's only natural that good teachers would go elsewhere. After that, I didn't see Katsuya in the neighborhood, so I wondered what happened. But apparently, he was transferred to a distant subsidiary. An old fellow instructor told me that Katsuya's father, the president of the company, was displeased with him because he was held responsible for the company's poor performance. I also heard that Katsuya's cousin was to take over the company, but the truth is unknown. I'm not interested anymore. A few months later, I happened to see Katsuya in the next town. He was staggering about, looking exhausted, and I felt a little sorry for him, but there is nothing more I can do. Katsuya is still young, and if he changes his ways, he will be able to start over. I can only pray that Katsuya's future will be as bright as possible. I'm gonna work hard and give back to my mother. I want to pass on the joy of painting to my children as well. I'll keep working hard.
My name is Yuto Fujikawa. I'm 11 years old. I made a lot of friends in this class in the 5th grade, and I'm enjoying my school life every day. Then one day, a new student, Ren Suzuki, came to our class. Nice to meet you. I immediately invited him to have lunch with me so that we could get to know each other better. Wait, is that your lunch? Yeah, my mom made it for me. Isn't it kinda small? Is it? What does your lunch look like? Like this? Whoa, I never seen a packed lunch like that. What? Isn't it normal? Well, my dad's the president, so we might be a little different from you guys. I see, so you're rich. I guess so. By the way, what does your dad do for a living? I don't have a dad, so I always live with my mom. What? That's right. I come from a single mother. My father was involved in a car accident 5 years ago. Since then, my mom has been raising me by herself. I was lonely at first, but now I help with the laundry and cooking and enjoying spending time with my mom. Is that what you call a single mother family? Yeah. That means you're poor. What? My mom told me single mother families are poor. It's not like that. What do you mean? I have to be in the same class as a poor kid. That sucks. Since then, Ren started making fun of me as a poor person. It's true that we're not as rich as Ren's family, but we don't have any problems making a living. I was shocked to hear him say that just because I didn't have a father. Then, the day of the class visit arrived. Mom was too busy with work and couldn't come. On the other hand, Ren's mother was the first one to come to the classroom and talk the loudest.
We moved here because of my husband's work. Oh, by the way, my husband runs a company. It's not easy being the wife of a CEO, you know? Oh, by the way, what does your husband do for a living? Oh, I'm sorry. I know it's hard to say after mine. I mean, was it really okay to dress so casually for a class visit? I went to the trouble of preparing brand new luxury clothes just for today. Everyone, please be friends with my Ren. Don't bully him just because he's a little different from your kids.
Mom, it's him. That's Yuto from a single mother family.
Oh my, you're Yuto. You do look poor. Poor thing. Seeing him like this, you can see how important it is to have a father. Ren, if you don't want to be like this boy, you should be thankful to your father, okay?
Yeah, okay. In the end, Ren's mother kept boasting about how rich she was. It's very different from our life, but I didn't envy them one bit. On top of that, Ren's mother came to me after class and...
Oh my, what about your mother? She's a single parent and doesn't even show up for class. What kind of mother is she?
My mom's busy with work, so...
Oh, and what does your mother do?
She works to help people.
Huh? What is that? Oh, a security guard? Oh, I'm sorry. I guess it's embarrassing to say when your mother's a security guard. Poor people don't get to choose their jobs, and children don't get to choose their parents. I mean, what was the school thinking, putting such a poor kid in the same class as Ren?
Mom, his lunches are always super small.
Oh, is it? But if you're a single parent, I guess it's hard to make a decent lunch. That's right, Yuto, you should come to our home party tonight.
Home party? What? But Mom, I thought you said not to be friends with poor people.
It's okay. Ren, it's kindness for rich people like us to help these kids. Okay, Yuto, I'll make a special exception just for you.
Apparently, the other kids in the class had been invited in advance. I heard they were all going with their parents, but as I recall, Mom is working in the evening too. I was going to refuse, but Ren's mother persisted in inviting me. I'll talk to my mom about it. I said so and decided to go home once. When I got home, my mom was home from work.
Yuto, welcome back. Sorry I couldn't make it to your class visit.
No, it's okay.
Yuto, what's wrong?
Well, I told her how my day went without thinking. The fact that he made fun of me for being poor and even made fun of my mom, I found myself blurting it all out.
I'm sorry, Yuto. It's my fault.
It's not your fault, Mom. You always do your best for me. Then I told her about the home party, too. My mom couldn't come because she was working after all, but...
Why don't you go eat a lot of food while you're there? I'll be there to pick you up.
So I decided to attend the home party.
Okay, everyone, please eat plenty. Please feel the difference from your home. Yuto, you've never eaten a meal like this, have you?
It's so different from his usual food, he might get a stomachache. After that, Ren's mother just continued to boast. I immediately regretted my participation, and I think it was the same for everyone around as well. Anyway, I prayed that it would be over soon.
Well, I guess it's time to call it a night. Your mother hasn't come yet. Oh, maybe she abandoned you?
She said she would come pick me up.
Oh, I'm kidding.
Just then, I heard a car pull up in front of the house. Oh, I think my mom's here. I said that and answered the door.
What?
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 I saw a luxury car parked in front of my house. I think it was a limousine, a car that only the rich can drive. The door opened, and when I wondered who would come out...
Yuto, sorry for the wait. I'm here to pick you up.
Mom?
What? What's going on?
Wow, it's a limo.
Yuto, is this person really your mother?
Yeah.
Hi, I am Yuto's mother. Sorry for the delay in greeting you. And it looks like you even treated him to a feast today.
Wait a second, you were rich? You should have told me earlier. I thought you were poor because you were a single parent. That's right, let's be friends as rich people from now on, okay?
Yes.
Ren, starting tomorrow, you and Yuto are gonna be friends, okay? He's rich, just like us.
Okay, Mom.
Okay, everyone, it's only right, so let's get this party back on track. Now that we have two rich families together.
Wait a minute.
At that moment, a loud voice suddenly came out from the back of the limousine.
Honey?
Oh, it's Dad. Welcome home.
You were only after the money, weren't you?
Huh? What are you talking about? I mean, why are you with Yuto's mother?
I'll explain later. Anyway, Reiko, you're cheating on me, aren't you?
What?
It's no use playing dumb. I already know everything.
What are you talking about? Don't say weird things like that in public.
You still have excuses after seeing this?
Ren's father took out a bunch of photos from his pocket. then showed Ren's mother and a young man I don't know.
This is...
Giving all the money I had to the guy you're cheating with.
How did you... and the pictures?
I hired this person to investigate.
I'm Fujikawa, the detective your husband requested an investigation to.
Detective?
After we moved here, you were acting strange. So I asked a detective agency to investigate a potential affair. And this is Fujikawa-san, who consulted with me.
No way, she wasn't a security guard.
That's right, my mom is a detective. But she told me not to be honest with others because a detective has to be kept secret. This was the first time I saw my mom call herself a detective. She had a serious expression on her face different from her usual gentle nature, which was very cool.
I was getting an investigative report before I came here. I had just heard about today's class visit and then home party. I borrowed a limo from a friend of mine to put a little test on you.
A test? For what?
To see if you were actually disrespecting Fujikawa-san or if you judge people by their money. I heard you make fun of Yuto when you found out he came from a single mother home. But then the moment she came in a limo, you switch.
That's...
Reiko, when we got married, you said, I don't judge people by their money. That was a lie, wasn't it? I was right about you marrying me for money.
That's not true!
Besides, you seem to be teaching Ren the wrong things. Don't befriend poor people? Don't you think you're an awful human being for that?
But because, why not? Why should rich people like us be friends with poor people? Rich people like us, we're different.
Us? You don't even do your chores at home. You just sleep around. And you spend my money on other men. You're not rich, you're just a parasite.
Mom, what's a parasite?
Shut up for a second. Honey, this isn't... I was lonely, moving to a new town. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I can't live without you. No, it's not like that.
And I'm not the only one you should be apologizing to.
What?
Reiko, apologize to Fujikawa-san.
It is true that Yuto does not have a father. He must be lonely, but he puts up with it and even helps with the housework. I won't tolerate people calling such a child poor or pitiful.
But if you're a single parent, you should do more for your...
I may not be able to make Yuto's lunch properly, but that's because someone I've been researching recently plays around with so many different guys.
What?
Anyway, please apologize to Yuto. This is my request as a mother, not as a detective.
Reiko, why are you silent? Isn't it obvious who's more pathetic? The one who's struggling to make ends meet, or the one who's just playing with other people's money?
I'm sorry. Honey, you'll forgive me for this, won't you?
What?
I apologize, right? So as always...
Oh, you. Of course I'm divorcing you.
No!
I'm staying in this house with Ren. Now get out!
Please, not Ren. Ren, you want to live with your mother, don't you?
I want to be with Dad.
What?
That's what it is. We'll be discussing the rest through our lawyers.
No!
And Ren's mother broke down in tears. Me and everyone around seemed to have no words to say. Since this incident, I become good friends with Ren. He apologized to me many times and stopped boasting. Ren is actually a really nice guy. I heard a rumor that his mother was kicked out of the house. I heard that she's living on her own with part-time jobs. On the other hand, Ren-kun is living happily with his strict but kind father. And I'm still living with my mom as close as ever. After that, my mom started taking more days off for me. The next time we go to an amusement park together is what I'm most looking forward to right now.